Hello, hello. It says I'm live. I'm going to do a double check in the group just to make sure. But welcome. I'm not sure how many will be joining today because I know well, in the UK the sun's shining. We need to make the most of it. We haven't had much of a summer this year, have we? So I don't blame you if you're catching this on replay. I know a lot of people have got a lot of things on at the moment with kids at home. My two are home at the moment. So no, it's not saying I'm here, but hopefully I'm live. Anyway, today I wanted to talk to you. I am live about my voice has gone typical as soon as I come on board. How to create flow in your business. If you don't follow me on Instagram, then you might not have seen the series of posts that I've been doing on there, talking on this subject. It's something that I'm really, really passionate about, and I want to really advocate having it as a foundation of your business. It is so incredibly important if you want to have a sustainable business. And that's my concern at the moment, is I am seeing, and I confess I've struggled with this recently as well, is the up and down of energy. And what we end up doing is maybe not getting to burnout, but we are exhausted. And it means that our consistency drops. And we get into that feast and famine situation. And that's no good for anybody, right? It's no good for ourselves, for our financial situation, but it's not really any good for those that we are serving either, because they don't get the best from us. Right, I can see someone's joined me, so please do say hello. If you haven't given StreamYard your permission, then please do just click on the button above. For those that don't know me, hopefully you know yourselves a bit better than I know you. For those that don't know me, I'm Samantha Jane Slater, Sam, and I am all about unlocking your potential to allow you to be the powerful business owner that you're born to be. You know, it's very much about connecting with your soul mission so that you attract the right clients to make money with ease and, most importantly, integrity. Now, when I say the word ease, I do not mean that it's going to be easy, right? We all have the challenges. I'm not pretending that this is just, if you do what I say, it'll be easy. It's not. We have the challenges, but as human beings, and I think as women as well, we seem to have this thing where we need to make things harder for ourselves. And I want to take that away from you, right? I want to remove your limiting beliefs and your blocks and just create this beautiful flow in your business. And that's what I want to talk about today. So on Instagram, I've been doing a lot of posts on this subject, some reels as well. So if you haven't seen it, check it out, because it will really give you an insight of how you can create that flow in your business. But this, by focusing on flow, you are really going to change the approach to how you build your business, how you grow your business. And it's incredibly enlightening, and it's just such a fantastic way to create a business that means that you don't have burnout, you don't lose the energy, you're able to serve consistently, you attract and magnetize the right clients to you. But most importantly, it's that sustainability of your business. And that's what I'm not seeing at the moment. And that worries me, because that lack of sustainability, when people are building their business and they're going at it full steam, is brilliant. It feels great. But if you don't have the flow in there, then what happens is you start to stumble, and you could have the greatest of businesses, but you start to doubt yourself. And I have heard so many people recently say that they're thinking of closing their businesses. And do you know what a loss that would be to the world? And I don't want that for you. So this is a Q&A, but I'm going to talk a bit about flow just to give you a bit of background and understanding of what it is, because I think there's a misconception sometimes about what it is. It's not all about making everything smooth sailing and easy and everything like that. It's about navigating your business effectively. And I want to demystify what flow is. and really talk about that. So if you've got any questions, then please do put them in the comments box, and I will hopefully try and answer them. And if you're watching on replay, hashtag replay, pop your questions in still. I'm going to come back and look at them. I want you to be able to create flow from this live, right? Okay, so ask your questions. Let's see what we can do to help you to get flow, because flow is such a beautiful feeling. You've probably experienced it, you know, that sweet spot where you're just feeling so immersed in what you're doing that it feels easy, right? And that's what I mean by ease. It's, you know, things aren't easy and to do, but it feels magical. And that's why people think flow is magical, but there's a lot of science beneath it as well. You know, what you're doing is easy, ideas flow naturally, almost time doesn't go. You know, it's that elasticity that Einstein talks about, and in the fact that it becomes irrelevant. You know, you get things done. And this isn't about productivity, because I'm not a fan of the concept of productivity, because for me it's a lack feeling. And in the law of attraction, we want abundance. If you don't know more about that, then check out my previous lives on those subjects. But it's about effectiveness, it's about creativity, and it's about magnetizing your soul clients, right? This is the simplest way and the most joyous way to attract the clients that you really love. Okay, so for me, flow is foundational in our business. It's a must have for success. It's about the effectiveness. And when you're in the state of flow, then your actions become purposeful. There, you are focused and you are aligned with your core values, what's important to you. And that's where I talk about the soul connection. And what actually happens is you get more done in less time. But more than that, it's really good quality, because it really comes from that soul. There's a brilliant TED talk. I drop all this sort of information in here, so if you need links to these things, then do ask me. I normally forget about them by the time I come to the live, but ask me about links and I can give you the links to all this stuff as well, the evidence that I use to provide this information. So there's a brilliant TED talk about the something of happiness, the business of happiness, or something like that, where it talks about when we're happy, we get more things done in less time, and we do it better, we make less mistakes, and that is what flow is about. We're in that happiness state where it feels good, and so, you know, this is where we want to create that, because nothing else, it's just nice to be in that state, right? It also helps us with creativity. Creativity really does flourish. We get ideas. Sometimes there can be more ideas than you've got time to do, and that's fine. Pop it on your Trello board or whatever you do to keep an eye on your ideas. I've got a Trello board that if you want a copy of, then let me know. It's part of my Supercharge Your Day bundle, along with my EFTs and meditations. But, you know, what happens when you're in that flow state? Your mind has opened up, ready to receive all these ideas that are deep within inside you. And, you know, it becomes that kind of opportunity of innovation. You get how you want to do things, that absolute clarity around what you want to do. And remember, clarity, confidence, consistency equals clients. So, you know, you get the ideas of how you are going to be unique. I don't know about you, but when someone asked me right at the beginning of my business journey, how do you differentiate yourself? What is your unique ability? I really struggled with that. But this is where, getting into that flow state, you start to see where your differences are, your unique character, and how you can bring that out to bring a fresh perspective and solutions on what you're wanting to do and how you're serving your clients. And talking of clients, you know, it helps you magnetize the right clients. And that is so important, because we've all had our fair share of clients that we've not really got on with. But when we are in flow, we're aligned with our core values. And what that does is it helps us magnetize the right people to us. You know, when you're in flow, you are authentic. that comes through, and people are drawn to your energy, your passion, and what you're trying to achieve, your purpose, your mission. And it means that people see what you're trying to achieve, and they will want to be part of that. And it, having that alignment. And I've always been a bit hesitant about alignment, because, or using the word of alignment, because it feels like it's overused and people think it's magical. But actually, alignment is such an important aspect, but it's about aligning it with our soul. It's about having that passion, that purpose, knowing what your core values are, what you're trying to achieve. Again, it comes back to the word clarity. That is the first step in when you're magnetizing your soul clients. And creating that flow allows that clarity to be able to align with your core values. You can see it's all like I want to say spider's web, which gives the indication that it's all messed up, but it's not. It's all connected. And it's the connected dots that we're pulling together to create that beautiful, think of a spider's web on, with dew on it on a morning with the sunshine on it. That beauty that it has, that's flow. All right. So, and the beautiful part about this, and this is what the key thing for me and how I've developed the flow in my business and for my clients as well, is that, flow is about doing what brings you joy, what you love to do. And it's about focusing on that, because when you love what you do, you are better at it, and you do it better. Again, going back to the TED talk of doing things when you're happy, it really becomes that experience of doing something that feels effortless. You're going to be working, and doing it, and you're going to be putting a lot of work into it, but it feels like it's not hard work. What is that saying? It's Confucius, isn't it? If you do a job that you love, you never work a day in your life. It's that. When you're doing what you love, you're more open to overcoming the challenges. And that's what I mean, that it's not going to be, flow isn't about having this beautiful situation. This is about being able to overcome the challenges and experiencing, that sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. Think of flow as that river, right? That journey is a river. There's going to be blocks in the way. There's going to be rocks bigger than others, smaller than others. Sometimes you'll, get a narrow part. Sometimes there'll be a nice wide part. You'll flow faster, slower at times. You'll hit waterfalls where you suddenly feel like you're, falling off the edge of a cliff. There'll be other times where it feels very tranquil. There'll be times where there's a big boulder in the way and you need to get around it. That big block that is stopping you, that fear of success that is manifesting in a certain way, or the fear of failure that's manifesting in a certain way. But that water still flows, right? And that's what we want to do. Okay, so as I haven't got any questions, what I thought I'd do is give you 4 ways that you can create flow in your business, right? I want to give you 4 actionable steps that will help you create that flow in your business. And the first one I've talked about is alignment with purpose. Think about aligning, think about what your core values are, and your long-term vision. Now, I know some people struggle with this. I've got meditations that can help. I've got EFT that can help. So reach out if this is what you're struggling with. But it's about thinking about your core values, what it is that you're trying to achieve and what you want to do. So for me, my core values are very much around family, freedom, and fun. So, my work is done that way. I don't work so much on during school holidays. I have the freedom to do what I want to do. So, and for my clients, I've recently talked to Fran, recently posted in the group about how she's now traveling. And that was very much what she wanted to do as her long-term vision. She didn't actually think it was possible. She started dabbling in the idea, but it wasn't really there. And now she's actually achieving it. And next year, she's talking about going into Europe and taking the kids out for 6 weeks over the summer holidays to really experience that traveling experience, which is amazing. This is the thing. It's not, money is an important part, and we see a lot of people kind of say, get your first 5k months, get your 10k months. My client achieved this, and it's an easy way to show what you do, and I've done that in the past. But I know that money is kind of this transient situation, that it's not the be all and end all. It allows us to do certain things, right? And actually what money gives us is options. Because as Fran and I were talking on DMs the other day, it's actually going to be cheaper for her to travel than it will be to live where she is. And to do what she wants to do, she didn't think was possible because of money. But actually now she has that money, she realizes that actually it wasn't as hard as she thought it was. And she's got her long-term vision of being able to be a digital nomad, actually. So she'll still work. She's bought a box for her van that gives her Wi-Fi. So this is where you really need to think about what's important to you. I know fun is a big thing for me, because having done a business where I lost the fun, lost the joy of doing it. My first business was handmade chocolate business. And it became focused on trying to make more money and be more productive and all those things that I see and I'm now anti. It really took the joy out of what I was doing. And yeah, I love making chocolate. I still love making chocolate. But I love doing it for myself. Whereas when I was starting to do it because I had orders, it became more of a task. And what we need to do is really connect with our values. And one of the things for me that transitioned me, and I didn't transition straight into coaching, actually, funnily enough. I did some other things first. But for me was that the chocolate and my family seemed to fight each other. And I really struggled to get that symbiosis of my business working for my family rather than me working for my business against my family. And so I really needed to, it was when I looked at my core values that I realized I needed to transition it. I actually transitioned it within the chocolate business and started making a lot more money in that way, which was really interesting to do. And there's certain things that I do with my clients now to make sure that those are the foundations that they work to. But yeah, so really focus on what your core values are. Again, I've got a free exercise if you want to do that, that will help you really get those focused. It should be a core part of your branding, of your messaging. So getting clear on your core values is essential. And also your long-term vision. And again, I've got some free stuff there, or I've got my meditations in my library that you could use that will help you with that. Your long-term vision doesn't have to be 10 years in advance, all right? It can be 6 months. It doesn't matter. It's what you work to. You can grow it. I know Debbie, one of my clients, when I first started working with her, couldn't think beyond the week. And now she's looking years in advance. So it's about growing that vision as well. Okay, so that's number one, align with purpose. Number two is getting clear on what you want to achieve. Goals, intentions, whatever you like to call it. I'm very much into the manifestation. I've just done my, excuse me, my voice. I've just done the monthly planning workshop within my membership. And rather than goals, we talk about intentions and inspired actions, because we want to manifest what we do. So it's about being clear, that clarity again, so that you know what your focus is, that you prioritize your focus, because we can't do everything, right? You're seeing these people that are sending out emails every day. They're posting 5 times a day on every social media channel. They're doing, lives and launches and all of this sort of stuff. They have a team. You need to work within what you can do, the parameters you're going to do. I know we want to do more. I get you. I'm there. I know we all want to do more. But it's about working your way up to that and prioritizing what the focus is, because the worst thing you can do is overwhelm yourself. That just stops you, right? So when you prioritize and focus on what you need to do, I know over the summer holidays, I've actually done a complete business review of myself, and I've got so much that I want to do. that I went into overwhelm, and it stopped me. It stopped me dead. Right? Oh, feel like I was drowning under post-it notes. But when you then go, okay, I'm going to do this first and this next and then this, it brings that ability to prioritize and focus. But not only that, creating that flow state allows you to see the clarity of what leads into each other and works it together to create a better outcome overall. But you feel that motivation that you want to do more, right? That you can't wait to get it done, because then you'll move on to the next part and the next part and the next part. And it's not stifling like spontaneity or anything like that. You can still be spontaneous, you can still do things differently, but it helps you really focus on what's important. And with, at the risk of sounding very boring, remember Pareto's principle: 20% of what you do equals 80% of the results, right? So focusing on that 20% is going to get you 80% of the results. When you amplify that 20%, you're amplifying the 80%. All right. So getting that focus and clarity. In fact, focus is what we're going to be talking about in the prosperity circle next month. We're very much looking at focus after this month of awareness. So we're going to be working through that as well. Okay. So number one, alignment with your core values. Number two, get clear on what you want to achieve. Number three is eliminate distractions. This is about allowing yourself to immerse in those things that you want to do. And, we all get caught up with the social media scroll, but allow that, but time it and allow yourself to really get into the groove with what you're doing. Often creativity and actions are opposite sides of the brain. And when we try and transition from one side of the brain to the other, it can be very hard and take us out of what we're doing. So block time for you to do some of these things. I love having my Fridays as kind of my self-development, my growth day. It feels very expansive, very abundant to allow myself a day to do this. And it might be that I work through some of the courses that I'm on, or it might be that I do a bit of a review of how things are going. It might be that I'm working on creating something new. So it's allowing yourself that, giving yourself permission to do it is really important. And then the fourth one, and funnily enough, this came up in a conversation this morning, is about mindfulness techniques. We we have this thing, and I'm seeing it a lot as well, is the fact that we talk about how self-care is important, but we don't seem to align it with our business and realize the importance for our business. We talk the talk, but we don't walk the walk. What happens is that we beat ourselves up for not being organized enough. We beat ourselves up for not being productive enough. Whereas actually, if we created a good morning routine with the right kind of meditations, journaling, EFT, and practice that and set ourselves our intentions for the day in the morning and practice the mindfulness before we started work, we get into that. For me, I do the school run and then I follow it with journaling, because that allows me to transition from being the mum that's going, okay, what do they need for school today? What classes are they in? What lunch boxes, and have they got their uniform? Do they need the PE kit? Is there anything else they need because they're doing a club after school? Blah, blah, blah. Allowing myself that time to do the journaling gets me into the right focus for my day and allows me to spend a shorter amount of time doing things, but getting more done. And I think that's really key for us, is that, we talk about self-care, but we don't allow it. We know we need it, but we don't do it. So I want, if you want flow, if you want that sustainable business, you are your business. You need to make sure that you are at your optimum to be able to do it. One of the conversations we had this morning in the workshop as well was about the energy flow of ourselves and how, I remember one of my colleagues actually always getting sick at Christmas because she worked so hard in the run up to Christmas that when she had the time off, she collapsed. if we manage that energy better, we create that flow, and we can have that remember that river that I talked about, where you know, we can slow down and then we can speed up, we can slow down, but we can still keep the momentum of our business running, and that's so critical. I had lovely DM from one of my ex-clients actually the other day, who has been traveling to Canada, and she was saying one of the things that's really been beautiful about being in Canada was that she was still earning money from some of the work that she'd done, after working with me, that she'd put into place as a result with working with me. And she was able to take that time out with her family, but also still keep earning the money, and still occasionally being present with her business when it needed it. And you know, I just, that is everything to me, that I can create that for someone, that they can have the time off with their family but still be earning the money that they need, to keep their lives going, and to enjoy somewhere, you know, to visit Canada, to see family in Canada is amazing, especially from the UK. It's not a short trip. I know it well. So those are the 4 things that I want you to think about today or tomorrow, no rush, of how you can create that flow in your business. So just to remind you, alignment with your purpose, get clear on your core values, then get clear on what you're trying to achieve, your mission, your goals. What do you want for you? What do you want for your clients? Create that focus and avoid the overwhelm. Then get rid of the distractions. You can't do everything, right? So don't try. 20% equals 80%, remember? So give yourself that time, block some time off for you to get that, to immerse yourself in the tasks that you need, and create that space for yourself. And then number 4 is make sure that self-care is an intrinsic part of your everyday. It's a non-negotiable. Another client, I remember saying that she didn't allow herself self-care. It's almost like a reward, but it should be a basic part of your everyday. Create a good morning routine with what you need in it. Okay. Right, so I've gone through a lot. Oh, hi Debbie, lovely to see you. I was just thinking about a week. Yes, that was your kind of focus, wasn't it? Okay, so I've gone through a lot. If you've got any questions, then please do ask. But remember, flow is about finding the harmony, and it's the harmony between your skills, the challenges that you've got, the passion, but it's about making. So many of us say, what does success mean? And we look into the future for success. I want you to enjoy the journey. You know, I want you to enjoy what you're doing every day. Be effective in what you do, because when you enjoy it, you do things better. And when you do things better, you magnetize the clients to you. Again, repeating, the clarity, confidence, consistency equals clients. Okay, so I've talked a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things that you can do. If you've got any questions, do reach out, and I'm more than happy to see how I can help you create flow in your business. I've got some things that can help you. I've got free resources like the core values exercise. I've got some low cost things like the supercharge your day bundle, which is just £17, and you get all my meditations, all of my EFT. You get my personal Trello board that's going to keep you on top and stop overwhelm, with a video guidance on how to use it effectively in your everyday, so that you can have a good morning practice that we talked about. That is £17. It's a one-off. I update with more meditations and EFT, so that you can, but you don't pay any extra. It's just a one-off fee, and you join the private Facebook group with that as well, so you can get support in that. I have some one-to-one spaces available in September as well. So if you're ready to really make September and up until Christmas your time, then do drop me a line and we can chat about whether that would be appropriate for you. And I have something very special coming up as well that I'm going to be talking about in the near future at the beginning of September, that will help you as well. But let me know what your thoughts were on this live. I'd love to know feedback. What challenges do you find about flow? Do you believe flow is possible? Because I want to teach you that it is possible, right? And it's a really useful way to create success every day. All right. Okay. I hope you've enjoyed this. Any questions, as I say, let me know. Have an amazing day. Bye bye.